I think this is my favorite segment because I don't have to do any prep. I just print off the pages and I just completely whatever these people want to talk about. What player were you most wrong about for the 2019 season, and is there any hope that you might actually end up being right? That is our topic of the week here in the Fantasy Football Survival Kit, where we engage with you, the people, and you engage back with me, and we try to solve our biggest fantasy problems. Well, everybody gets things wrong in fantasy football. I get things wrong all the time, and this is my job. Today we're going to talk about them, but more importantly, we're going to talk about if they can turn around and your predictions might end up being right. This first one comes in from @CDehavenFF, and it's RIP Latavius Murray. And I'm really glad that we're starting off with this one because Latavius Murray is the ultimate Jag running back, and Alvin Kamara is one of the transcendent stars of the league. He's been getting a workhorse role, and Latavius Murray's been left in the dust. And this prediction was never going to work out, and it's certainly not going to work out now. So you can go ahead and cut Latavius Murray next. This next one comes in from @OJ and I really don't know what you're trying to do with this Twitter handle, and I really don't know what you were trying to do with Anthony Miller as a potential fantasy starter here in 2019. The problem? He plays for the Bears, and we're talking about a Mitchell Trubisky-led offense, and Anthony Miller is kind of down the pecking order there. I don't really see this changing here the rest of the way in 2019, even if Trubisky is going to miss some weeks. I'm not saying Chase Daniel is going to elevate Miller to greatness. Next. This next one comes in from @Andrea, and then a series of numbers that I'm not going to read, and it was DK Metcalf. That's what she got wrong. She thought he'd be more of a consistent, steady puncher week to week, and instead she's worried he's just going to be that semi-risky wide receiver 3 flex play. Your assessment that he's going to be boom or bust, I think that's correct, but those weeks will come. They're just not going to be very consistent. So keep that in mind whenever you go to click him into your fantasy lineup next. This next one comes in from Maestro25. OJ Howard is a breakout candidate, they said. Great chance he'll be a top 3 tight end, they said. But unfortunately, they're not going to happen. OJ Howard's just not running enough routes in this Bruce Arians offense to be a week-to-week factor. I don't think things are going to change here the rest of the way. I think he will be a difficult to predict boom or bust tight end start next. This one comes in from @MarlonBrathwa8. Again, what the hell are some of you people doing with these Twitter handles that you're putting out here? And it's actually DeAndre Hopkins is your pick, and I'm going to take this a little victory lap because the reason that Hopkins is not working out is actually right to my preseason prediction, which was that he's not going to see the type of volume for a guy that you want to take as the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy football. That is a lot of mouths to feed, and that's quite a different setup than the seasons where Hopkins was like leading the NFL in targets. So you're gonna have to live with the up and downs with Hopkins next. This one comes in from @MMAFootball81, and yeah, I'm feeling pretty disrespected by Devonta Freeman too, because look, I think the logic was all there for your prediction that he was going to be a really good running back this year. But what you didn't account for is that the Falcons are the same old Falcons. They have an inconsistent offense that doesn't play up to its potential. They have a defense that is one of the worst in the league. I mean, give me a break, Dan Quinn. You made a mistake drafting Devonta Freeman, and I don't really see things changing because the Falcons, as they've shown us every year, they're just going to be the same old Falcons, and they're going to get worse as the season goes along. Next. This one comes in from @CamDancy, and it's Antonio Brown. I'm just going to kind of leave that one right there because if you could have predicted what was going to happen with Antonio Brown and not get all of your predictions wrong, you might be like a palm reader or something. Next. This one comes in from @JosephC, and another series of letters that I'm not going to read. He says, Matt Nagy is destroying David Montgomery's fantasy value. And do you think maybe there might be a reason why they're not willing to just run the offense through this guy? And for all you people that were bitching and moaning about David Montgomery not getting goal line touches against Washington, maybe be introspective for a second. Maybe Matt Nagy's not the problem. Maybe you're the problem. Next. This one comes in from @VanCityPlaid, and it's JuJu SmithSchuster. He's been struggling to transition into that number 1 wide receiver role. He's been struggling to be the guy that you flow a healthy, productive offense through. Of course, the main issue right now is he's got some goofball named Mason Rudolph under center who doesn't want to throw the ball 10 yards down the field. So I think things can get slightly better for JuJu SmithSchuster. I think that Monday night performance against the Bengals was like a worst case scenario, but just keep your expectations in check. Next. This one comes in from @Woody62B, and it's Sony Michel, and I certainly did not see. Per Sports Info Solutions, Sony Michel has broken 0 tackles so far this year. I really don't think things are going to be looking too bright down the future for Sony Michel. In fact, I'm kind of ready to see some more of the rookie Damian Harris. Let's get him some touches going forward. How about that, Bill Belichick? Next. This one comes in from @ChandlerMBing13. I don't know what that means. It might be something from some terrible TV show. Who's to say? Chandler didn't realize when he doubled up on Joe Mixon that he would basically be as good as their best offensive lineman. Yeah, things have evaporated quite quickly in Cincinnati this year. The offensive line has been hurt, productivity in the offense has been down, and no running back succeeds in that type of situation, no matter how talented they are. Don't bet on talent, bet on offensive situation. Next. This one comes in from @JeffGuy48, and it's Kenny Golladay. And look, Kenny Galladay's been good this year, and that's the point. This offense has been fun. They've been throwing the ball down the field. Stafford's been playing well. This whole team has been playing well. So Kenny Golladay, Lions, you have our respect. Next. This next one comes in from @BFinney, and it's our final one, and it's this jackass, Jared Goff. Did the Rams up by giving Jared Goff that massive contract? Maybe. Jared Goff is the type of quarterback that can crush it when everything else is going right around him. Well, nothing is going right in LA right now. They can't run outside zone. Their running back is kind of breaking down a little bit. And the bigger problem, their offensive line has turned into a nightmare, and Jared Goff sucks under pressure. Will things turn around here in 2019 for the LA Rams? I don't know, but I can tell you, if I was them, I'd be panicking a little. That is going to do it for the Week 5 Fantasy Football Survival Kit episode. And yes, we talked a lot about what you people got wrong this week, but next week, we're going to talk about what I got wrong in the 2019 season. Because as always, we are in this together. I'm in this with you. I'm also trying to win some fantasy leagues and doing a very bad job at it. But nevertheless, we go forward. And the best way to keep going forward is to use the hashtag on Twitter, Fantasy Football Survival Kit, and join our Facebook group, the Fantasy Football Survival Kit, so we can build this community and we can try to win some damn fantasy matchups.